kind of need this. Okay. Hello! That's a peak. All right, I'll lean back slightly for hello.
Okay.
Hello?
Hello.
Hello. Hello. Hello. That's still peaking. God damn it. Hello, and welcome to the How I Ripped Off Buffy the Vampire Slayer podcast. My name is Chip Thompson. I am joined with MC. You were going to say something then.
I was jumping in earlier with my that would be me.
But I hadn't introduced you yet.
I know. I was ready.
You're messing with the system and the whole way we lay this out, MC. What are you doing?
I started too early. I'm sorry.
It's really good to be back to regular podcasting after our various diseases. So it's good to be back again. We're here with No One Likes Dating Part 2. What happened last time, MC? Nothing happened last time. It was a shit. Last week was the worst episode.
I think you're forgetting the Battle of the Accents as the Australian potential customer called up the Japanese bowling alley and talked to the Yorkshireman who was working there.
Young Sam. Straight from the coal pits to Tokyo's premier bowling alley. I'm hoping we find out what the shit that was all about. I'm hoping for more excitement in this episode. We've got a date with MC and Tifa.
We do.
I mean, they've got a great track record so far.
It actually works. And MC, a ladies' man, obviously, because he went straight for the bowling alley, which sounds like a euphemism, but it's not. He just asked her out to a bowling alley.
Do you think he'll achieve a 7-10 split?
Strike.
Let's find out. It's part 2 of the awful No One Likes Dating.
Previously on Tamara Gayson.
So, are you going to ask me out then?
Tifa asked. MC put his hands to his face, then folded his arms, and finally shoved them into his pockets.
Tifa, you fancy going to the bowling alley with me tonight? Say around 7 p.m, then going to get something to eat. Hello, Bill and Barney's bowling alley.
Well, hello there. Can you tell me if there's any free tonight for me and a few of my mates?
I'm sorry, sir.
Sam replied.
I've just booked out the last lane for this evening. I could put you down for a lane for next weekend.
Nah, it's okay. We'll come along anyway.
You look great.
MC knew it was a tired expression, but it seemed to fit.
You don't scrub up too bad yourself.
Tifa replied. MC grabbed his brown leather coat and Tifa took his arm. They climbed into MC's car and were away, heading for Tokyo's #1 bowling alley.
The library was nearly finished. Oh yeah, there was a lot of book stacking and library making in the last episode, wasn't there? Oh god. The library was nearly finished. All but one of the shelves was full of numerous volumes that contained prophecies, demon knowledge, and all sorts of supernatural stuff.
Any prophecies?
In her wheelchair, Louise wasn't putting many books onto the top shelves.
I feel like you're mocking her. Yeah.
All right, Wills, can't get to the top, can you? Oh no, what a shame. Well, they've got a ramp ladder. In her wheelchair, Louise wasn't putting many books onto the top shelves. But with the help of Jay and a stepladder, it was beginning to take shape.
Do you think MC will get laid tonight?
Jay asked. Louise, slightly surprised by the question, replied, I don't really, Jay. It's possible. She looked at Jay. Why? Are you jealous? Wait, so she doesn't think MC will get laid?
I think there was meant to be a I don't know really, Jay, or I really don't know.
I don't really care, or...
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, either way, she's not that interested in MC's getting laid plans. No. Possibly because he was amazingly mean to her in the last episode.
That would explain it. Huh? What? Me?
Jay protested and then relented.
Yes.
Oh, I bet Jay, when he was rich, he got all the ladies.
The prostitutes. We established this in the previous season.
About the prostitutes.
There were many prostitutes.
I always forget about the prostitutes. Down there in the basement with no food or water. How come? I mean, you've often disgusted us with your tales of sexual conquest. What's changed? That'll be the prostitutes.
Yeah.
I was rich then.
Jay felt like being honest.
Girls only see, or rather saw, me for my bank balance.
Oh, poor Jay.
I know. We're insulting him in the narrative now as well, not just through the characters.
He's finally relented and started insulting himself.
God, we've broken him.
That's stupid, Jay. You've got a lot of great qualities, Louise said.
Like what?
Louise had to think for a minute. Well, I'm not going to go into the list. Louise knew that wasn't the best of answers, so she tried again. These are the worst friends in the world ever.
Man.
What I'm saying is, just because you're not with someone at the moment doesn't make you a failure. Look at me. She patted the wheelchair.
That's not you, though. Look at me, Pat's wheelchair. She's been on the chair so long, it's become part of her self-identity.
She thinks like she's like grown into it, so she's half wheelchair, half woman now. She patted the wheelchair. I'm a nymphomaniac, and I can't exactly pull with this thing. But I know I'm on the way to being better again, and then I can have lots and lots of sex. Louise with her priorities straight there.
Also, I'll be able to walk and stuff. I guess. Whatever.
I mean, it depends where she's lost feeling. I'm not getting into this. No, that's too much. That's too much, yeah. Also, I think at this point in our lives, in our mid-teens, I think Louise was the only one of us that had actually had sex.
Yeah, true.
So to me, I was like, she's a nymphomaniac. I can't believe she had sex at one time. Oh my God. Like you. Sooner or later, you'll meet a girl that you really care about. And believe me, there's no stronger feeling than love. And then you'll see that not all girls are shallow enough to just want money. Interesting pep talk there from Louise.
It is.
I mean, she's revealing a lot about herself.
Yes. Love.
Jay said with a smile on his face.
Fuck that! I want some loving! It's been ages, and Japanese porn is weird!
I really thought it was going to go, love, Jay said with a smile on his face, and then he was going to have some sort of romantic daydream about meeting the girl of his dreams. Then an idea struck him.
That's it!
He said, what's it? Louise asked.
I know how to get girls to want to shag me!
I'm kind of disappointed I didn't write some sort of romance or erotic literature at this age. That would have been... No, I'm really glad. I'm really glad I didn't. Skeptically, Louise asked, and how do you plan to do that? Jay stood up.
I'm going to be rich again!
He has a personality again.
I can't believe it! It's so simple! All I have to do is make lots of money and then just lie back and let the good times roll.
Step 1, want to get rich again. Step 2, Step 3, profit. Or girls, shagging.
First you get the money.
Then you get the slip knot. Then you get the personality traits. Louise shook the mental images out of her head, then asked, and how do you plan to do that? Jay sat back down.
I hadn't thought that far ahead yet.
At least he's being proactive.
He is. He's
in a
got
manner.
an idea.
Yeah. He's got a goal he wants to achieve. Be rich again.
Just needs to inherit millions of pounds again.
The pair continued to organise the library, both thinking the same and yet very different thoughts. And I'm glad we didn't delve into those.
There's a bit missing from this
I
sentence.
think so.
So come. You've got some time off.
No, you put that comma in.
I
did.
did.
Read the sentence properly.
So come. So come, you've got some time off.
It doesn't read any better, does it? The conversation had been very fluent during the journey, and MC hadn't felt uncomfortable once. Tifa seemed to be the perfect girl, and the date was going excellently.
We've got a new chief down at the precinct, and I think he's trying to prove he's a cool guy, hence the time off. He gives me the creeps.
So she's got a new boss, like a new police chief or something. I think I know who that is, but don't worry, that's spoilers.
He's trying to prove he's a cool guy.
Guy.
You just reminded me of Brooklyn Nine-Nine now.
Nice, I'm alright with that.
Yeah.
Jinky came in with like a leather jacket, he was like, week off, there you go.
Yeah.
To my best detective. All those crimes you've solved.
You mean the only detective? You want me to check him out for you?
MC said, turning the car into the bowling alley's car park. But why... I mean, okay, I was going to ask why a ninja would need to ask a detective if she wanted him to be checked out, but it's Tifa, so yeah. You want me to do your police work for you? He had to bite his tongue a few times. After all, Tifa had yet to discover that he wasn't really a private detective, and that his real job was an evil fighting ninja that killed swarms of the undead. That would look great on a business card.
It's a bit long.
It's a bit long, maybe, yeah. He wondered how he would ever break that news to her, if he ever had to.
No, it's okay.
She replied,
I'm sure he's a nice enough guy. I'll just try and avoid being one-on-one with.
Can you really call someone a nice guy if you're like, yeah, he's a really nice bloke. I'm not going to go in the same room with him alone, though.
It's Tifa Lockhart, the worst detective.
True.
She thinks he's a nice guy, but she doesn't think
He's
that.
literally the reincarnation of Jack the Ripper.
Yeah. She could literally have like a guy come in, a perp, and be like, listen, I've just raped and killed 400 people. He seems like a nice guy, but he's giving me the
It
creeps.
took her a while to figure out that Chip was evil in the thing when he was evil. When the previous day...
That could be every episode ever.
Previous day, he did like a flying kick on her, and she's like, hey.
Are you drunk? Was it?
Yeah.
Something like that? Yeah. MC thought about being one-on-one with Tifa, but quickly erased any dirty thoughts from his head. There's a lot of dirty thoughts in this episode so far.
There are.
I think I must have been quite horny when I wrote this.
But not much actual dirt. It's all just in your head.
Yeah, that was me at 15 years
Yeah,
old.
this
So
is true.
Yeah. He found a parking spot near the entrance, and both MC and Tifa exited the car. Oh, God, we're at the bowling alley.
Yay.
The bowling alley didn't look too busy from the outside, which surprised MC, as it was a well-known joint.
I heard it's the #1 bowling alley in Tokyo.
Did you hear that from Sam?
Yes, I did. He gave me a leaflet.
He had a bad feeling in his gut. But Tifa clouded his instincts when she took her arm. What? She took her own arm?
And rap.
And-
Finish the sentence.
He had a bad feeling in his gut, but Tifa clouded his instincts when she took her arm and wrapped it inside his.
That's
So-
unpleasant.
So she took her left arm, grabbed her right, and then wrapped it around MC's arm.
Inside
Oh.
his. There's some weird, severe, like, body weirdness shit going on. It's like a David Cronenberg film.
That's the best compliment I've ever got about this.
So far, I've been reminded of Brooklyn Nine-Nine and David Cronenberg.
Oh, now I want to see David Cronenberg's Brooklyn Nine-Nine. Nice. As they two entered the doors, all MC could see was one lane being used by 10 or so men down the far end.
So much for a popular.
MC said, using the slang terms of the kids of back in the day.
When they're talking about the #1 bowling alley in Tokyo, you call it a popular. I'm just popping to the loo. Be back in a sec.
He added, MC didn't like to leave Tifa alone, just in case some hunky bloke tried to waggle his way in. Definitely my insecurities coming out there for my non-existent girlfriend at the time. Or in case some vampire fancied his chances. But Tifa could look after herself.
I like he's got a priority straight. Guy trying to steal his girlfriend. Well, not even girlfriend. That's more important than the whole vampire eating her thing. Because, like, if she gets vampired, at least she'll still be hot, right?
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. But if a hunky bloke steals her,
I
yeah.
know, it's terrible disaster.
He whistled a merry tune as he wandered into the toilets, but stopped as he got to the perky chorus.
I like a tune that goes from merry to perky.
Standing at one of the urinals was a zombie.
Ooh.
So is a zombie pissing?
Oh, God, I got
Imagine.
an image. I regret
That would
it.
smell worse than like an asparagus piss or
I've
something.
got a serious image. And I don't want that image.
You having dirty thoughts? At first, he didn't turn around to face MC. Instead, he continued with his business. Although his personal business did seem to be a shade of purple.
Nice.
There we go. Purple zombie piss. I want to type that into
Never
Pornhub
mind.
now.
Name of your sex tape?
Nice. That would be a Cronenberg Brooklyn Nine-Nine.
It would.
Nice. MC suddenly wished he'd brought some kind of weapon with him and some flowers, but for Tifa, not the zombie. Glad I cleared that one up. The zombie turned and seemed surprised. MC kept his cool.
Hi there. How's it going?
The zombie didn't seem to want any kind of conversation. Instead, he lunged at MC, swinging its arms wildly. MC sidestepped the oncoming attacker and grabbed the zombie's back and threw him, spelt incorrectly, repeatedly into the hard concrete wall. After about the 8th time, the zombie's head caved in, spilling out its brains. Has the zombie still got his trousers down at this point and, like, still pissing?
It's MC just pantsed him.
Trying to be a hunky bloke. Luckily, none of it went over MC's shirt. This guy's got his priorities straight, hasn't he?
But this is a scenario he didn't consider with Tifa. Number 1 badness was hunky bloke.
Yes.
Number 2 badness was vampire.
Yeah.
But zombie means that she wouldn't be hot anymore because she'd be all rotting.
Oh, shit, and pissing purple.
I know. That's the worst thing. Shit.
MC suddenly realised there could be more. He ran back into the bowling alley. Tifa was nowhere to be seen. The guys were still bowling, but now, from a distance, MC noticed they looked a lot more like dead creatures, and their bowling ball, the closer MC got to it, looked like a human head.
Oh no, I hope it's not Sam.
Oh, no, I wanted to hear your sexy Yorkshire accent again.
I know.
It was a human head. The zombie put his fingers into the dead man's eyes and nose and rolled it down the alley, knocking down several pins as it reached the bottom. I feel like a head wouldn't be great shape for a bowling thing.
This is reminding me of like Brain Dead or something like that.
Yeah,
You know?
I'm pretty sure I've stolen this from somewhere.
Yeah.
I can't remember if this is actually in Buffy or something else, but the image of a zombie rolling a head down a bowling alley isn't just a fantasy of mine. I'm pretty sure...
It's actual fantasy.
I'm having dirty thoughts. I'm pretty sure I've seen that somewhere. From his crouching position, MC counted 11 zombies. A bowling alley full of dead and headless corpses, and a girl, Tifa.
Is there a hunky bloke? How many hunky blokes?
What if the zombies were hunky blokes? Without wasting any time, MC started to sprint towards them. He stopped when he heard a familiar Australian voice call out to him. "G'day, mate!" It was Jason. "Well, if it ain't my least favourite ninja." Wait, have we met Jason? It's a familiar Australian... I don't think we've ever...
We haven't.
What the hell's going on?
I don't know.
MC glared at the zombie, who he had had battles with before.
Huh?
Right? When? I don't remember this.
It's not been in Tomorrow Gazing at all.
No, is this some sort of like...
Oh, this... Didn't I write something with lid in it?
Oh my god!
Oh, no.
Oh my god, yes! You did!
No.
Can we find that?
I hope
We
not.
need to do that as a
No,
bonus
we
episode.
don't.
We do, we need this. You're right, I think you wrote a Tomorrow Gazing fan fiction.
I did. It does have fanfic! Oh, amazing!
Okay, so I knew, when we did the last episode, I knew the Australian zombie, didn't remember his name, but I knew he was a recurring character.
Right.
But I thought this was going to be our intro to him.
Ah.
But from the fan fiction that you wrote...
I don't remember what happened. I remember there was a vampire called Lid.
Okay.
And that is all I remember.
Maybe that vampire will turn up again, or did we kill that vampire?
I assume he got killed.
The Tomorrow Gazing lost episode.
Oh.
We have to find this. It has to be
Hack
somewhere.
into your emails and delete it. Just wipe your hard drive and everything so it can't be resurrected.
I'm going to find it.
Oh, no.
Okay, so, established character, Jason the Australian zombie.
Yeah.
MC glared at the zombie, who he had had battles with before. Memories of the ancient vampire Lid, who rose for like the millionth time to wreak havoc on the ninjas by kidnapping Louise, hit MC.
I'm not very original either.
Okay, so we've got a bit of exhibition here as well. They had saved her and killed the old vampire, but somehow, so it would seem, Jason had survived being run over by a 3-ton truck.
My fanfic was action-packed.
MC's natural instinct was to spring forward and bash Jason's head into little pieces. But Jason had other ideas. Now, he said, I know what you're thinking. You want to jump over here and bash my head into little pieces. Yep, that was literally what he just thought.
Uh-huh.
But I've got a little trick up my undead sleeve.
I think it's just a sleeve.
Just
Unless
a sleeve,
like, his shirt is also undead. I don't know.
Zombie shirt. One of the bowling zombies held Tifa in its arms. He drooled over her. Perfect and looked hungry.
Also, you've got drawled rather than drooled.
Yeah,
like
drawled.
Drawled is like the sort of cowboy speech, like howdy y'all.
Okay, so he drooled over her perfect.
Is that a sex thing?
I'm really worried about the word I'm missing there. Her perfect...
Personality.
Personality. He drooled over her perfect and looked hungry. MC noticed Tifa was scared, but she was remaining calm all the same.
She's probably like, there's something weird about these guys. If only I could figure out what it was.
They're Australian. So what I thought we'd do... Jason was still talking. Is try to kill you and bowl with various parts of your body and let the Sheila watch.
Also, various round parts of your body. And did it say Sheila or did it say Shella?
I think it says Sheila. Okay, let's try that again.
Okay.
So what I thought we'd do, Jason was still talking, is try to kill you and bowl with various round parts of your body and let the Sheila watch.
Authentic Australian slang. You'd been to Australia at this point, right? Because it's so authentic. Really?
Yeah, I'd never been to Australia. It's weird. I didn't know anything about Shellas or anything. Every one of the zombies, including the one that was holding but now had dropped Tifa, circled MC.
That's a clear sentence.
What
that
a
makes
sentence.
Sense. Yep.
He moved backwards where there was a little space, so he wasn't cornered in completely. MC had faced some pretty steep odds before, and normally 11 zombies wouldn't have been a problem. But back then, Chip was around, and they both usually packed weapons. Now, MC was weaponless, and Chip had gone AWOL. I thought it was going to be MC was weaponless and chipless, and I thought that would be really lovely.
Aww.
You'll never be chipless.
Aww.
Before they, zombies, could crowd around him, there was a loud bang, and one of the zombies hit the floor, blood leaking out of the hot hole in his head. Dirty thoughts. Tifa stood there, handgun in her hand.
She took a handgun out of her handbag and held it in her hand.
But then she put her hand inside her other hand.
Well, this is a fun date.
MC said. The zombies looked confused, and MC used this to make his first attack.
Go for the head.
MC told Tifa, and she seemed to know what to do. Jason growled at MC, but he was taken down by a spinning kick. MC and Tifa slowly made their way through the zombies, killing them one at a time. Jason climbed to his feet, saw his friends dying, and decided to leave. Nuts to this for a game of toy soldiers, Jason said to himself, uttering that really famous Australian phrase.
Classic.
Nuts to this for a game of toy soldiers, Jason said to himself as he left the bowling alley. I've got a day job. Now, this is interesting because obviously a lot of the lore of Tamora Gayson is stolen from Buffy.
Yes.
And I think there were zombies in that were kind of coherent, that they would chat and stuff like that and talk.
I don't remember.
I'm sure that was a thing because they're not the classic just...
Right.
I mean, they're bowling, for fuck's sake.
Yeah.
And they're talking.
Yeah.
And they're Australian. This is not what normally a zombie is.
True.
So it's interesting that they're like that in this universe.
So in Buffy, did they have intelligent zombies?
I'm pretty sure they had zombies that would talk and stuff.
Okay, so you did steal it from Buffy.
Yes.
Okay, that's all right then. So, does zombie blood come out?
Tifa never thought she would say that sentence.
Yeah, but only if you use Vanish.
Little throwback to a detergent from back in the day?
It still exists, doesn't it?
Does it? I don't know. Well done, Vanish, for existing still.
Guaranteed to remove all the zombie blood stains.
MC had pretty much explained everything to Tifa. The Ku Claw, being a ninja, vampires, zombies, Chip, and saving the world from time to time. She seemed to take it pretty well. The two sat on a hill looking down at the bright lights of Tokyo. MC glanced at his watch. It was 2:25 a.m. We're back to the times. It's been a while. It had been a long day and night. Tifa pretty much knew everything about MC now, and she still seemed interested. So much so that they shared a passionate kiss before climbing onto the back seat of MC's car.
Oh.
And that's the end of episode 12, No One Likes Dating.
But clearly MC does.
Well, the part 2 was a lot better than the first
A
part.
bit more went on.
Yes.
Though I'm still worried about Sam.
I mean, Sam's got to be dead, right?
Yeah.
There was no speak of an employee or anything like that. That just goes to show the quality of the writing though, MC. Like, I brought in this character that we learnt about, we cared about,
Yeah.
and then we didn't even see him die on screen or anything like that, or
Full
make
on.
any other reference to him.
Game of Thrones, that shit.
I am George R.R. Martin.
Yes.
And I never finished Tamora Gayson, and he's never finished Game of Thrones,
Ah.
so it fits. But, I mean, we're kind of skirting over the big point of this episode.
Yeah.
Your fan fiction.
I know. I don't want to read it. I'm scared. I'm really scared of how bad it's going to be.
No, of course I meant MC and Tifa have finally fucked in the backseat of a car. We've been waiting for so long, and it's finally happened.
Yes, and presumably still covered in zombie bits as well.
Yeah. Oh no, they use Vanish.
No, but I don't think they had
They
Vanish.
didn't have any Vanish.
So no, does Vanish get rid of cum as well?
Should we find out? But this is kind of an episode that has taken us out of the main narrative of the story, I guess. Because no chip in this at
just
all.
a couple mentions. That was it.
Yeah, no part 1, part 2. It was just an episode to finally get Tifa and MC there, I think.
But also reintroduce, I guess, Jason
Into the main canon.
I think maybe he's going to team up with Chip at some point.
Oh, Chinky's gonna take all these like bit part characters that we've seen. He's got Scoot, he's got Steph, he's got Jason, all these great names.
Mini bosses. All wait. So there's Scoot, there's Steph, and there's
Jason.
All with these amazing. You do all the voices as well. I hope they're all in the same room.
Oh no, God, that will kill me. That will absolutely kill me. And then Sam comes back. Well, MC, shall we see what the next episode is called?
Let's do that.
The next episode, which will be episode 13, part 1, is called Pop Up.
That's
Yep.
Okay.
Okay, cool. So.
What an evocative title. I can't wait to hear what happens in that.
I look forward to hopefully meeting more enemies with names like Mark and Sarah.
With authentic accents.
Yes, where could they be from?
I don't want to know.
And hopefully by next time we come back, we'll have found the missing fan fiction and we can finally learn the origins of Jason.